Yo, what is up, guys? Joker here. I'm going to go ahead and make a video of a tier 13 map. So essentially red maps for my character right now. Right now, this is a pretty bad map because I can't regen life, mana, or energy shield. So this is like the worst case scenario for my character. But I wanted to go ahead and throw together a little video of day 5, right? So right now I am on 5 tier. I am at Awakener level 4. I am trying to get to Cirrus. And I want to get to Cirrus before I reroll my character, but right now I'm finding it really hard. I have super low damage, I have super low survivability. So, and a lot of the golem, essentially jewels and items, are super expensive. So that's kind of why I do want to go to the to try another build, just because the golem build is super expensive with the elementalist right now. So I hope I can. My goal is to essentially kill Cirrus within the week, because on Friday I am going on a vacation. So I will not be playing for at least 4 days, so I'm going to fall probably super behind. But I wanted to go ahead and at least throw together a video for the first week, right? So I am in red tier maps. I am in pretty much high tier red maps because they are tier essentially 13 through 15. And with even harvest, if I jump into this harvest and let's see if I can access my stash. I can, okay. So I have some items that I want to use. So these boots I want to use for the chaos res. These I want to use for the minion levels. This I want to use for the life gained on block. And this I want to use for the damage over time. So I'm rolling these items with harvest to try to get them into a usable point. Because right now, pretty much my items are just resistance and life. Like, that's literally it. Resistance, move speed, life. That's just life. I have a Bisco's leash. Like, this ring is resistance and a little bit of life. This is resistance and a little bit of life. As well as I do want to get this staff, to have +1 and +3. No, +1 at the very minimum. +1, +1 for +1 for gems and +1 for strength gems. That way I can go ahead and have a +2 on top of my empower. So my empower would be at least +4. So it'll be at least +4 to my reap, which once I get to level 20, it'll be level 24, right? And I need that at the very least, because I'm thinking of 2 builds right now. I'm thinking of using a cold iron point and a good spell shield with a +1 to go ahead and pretty much go into these shield slots that go ahead and give me a bunch of block, and then go probably glancing blows and like gain life on hit on block, or just staying with my staff and regaining these staff skills that go ahead and give me life. Because right now I only have about 5k EHP, and then I have 2100 from my elemental Aegis, and then I have about 2200 from my steel skin. So I need to be able to go ahead and I can't even cast steel skin in this map because it has the no life regen. No life, mana, or energy shield. But I'm trying to figure out what I can go ahead and do right now, because ultimatums are super rippy. Like, before I had about 50% block and 30% spell block. That's how I was surviving the ultimatums. But I opted out of that. Instead of these 3 skill points, I opted to go fucking 17 skill points down this way to get more life and more life regen and more ES, and a lot of stuff. So instead of 3, I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I use 3 times the skill points to go this way instead of this way. But the benefit is I do get the life regen, I do get the life, I do get the damage. So with 3 times the points, I do get like a lot of benefits, right? But the problem is on these tier 14 through 16 maps is super rippy. If I even Alkin ball one map and I either get cannot regen, less res, they get extra enemy, they get extra damage, or anything that can spawn a beyond boss, I'm pretty much fucked. So like 7 out of the mods that it can roll literally will destroy me. And that's the bad part, because right now I did go ahead and get rid of my primordial chain, so it nerfed my damage a lot, but it did go ahead and give me a bunch of life and a bunch of chaos res, right? So if I take off the amulet, I'm at 4,428. If I put it on, I'm at 4,600. So that's pretty much almost 200 life for throwing on the amulet as well. So I figured the 200 life was worth more than the damage I was getting, because the problem with primordial chain is your golems do die. I did swap some other stuff, so once again, I am still working on the tree. I don't want to be the person that just copies Mathel, because right now, like I said, he is doing that elementalist Essenguate character. And right now I have 2 6-links. I have a 6-link for my Reap, and I have a 6-link for my Clear, essentially. And both of them do have the 4 golems up. I did go ahead and throw on Blood and Stone, Flesh and Stone, for that extra bit of survivability. But besides that, like, I'm trying my hardest not to just mirror copy one of the other builds that I see on PoE Ninja. I want to try to go with my own thing. Now, if we go ahead and we throw up the POBE, right? It is going to show you a POB of essentially my current character. So we go Ultimatum, we go Reap Jerry Chrono, and then we add this. We go to Reap, and then essentially we just add the stuff that it is. So enemies are maimed, enemies are blinded, and enemies are shocked. We'll go ahead and leave initial. We will say that we shocked an enemy recently and about 400k damage, right? And even if I swap over Cirrus, it's going to be that same. Oh, it's 5k damage less, which isn't a ton. But yeah, so this is essentially our damage right now. Now this is with our 6-link Reap. And essentially the main things that I can do is get my gems to level 20. And that would essentially increase my damage, as well as if I got it at level 4 in power, that would increase my damage by quite a lot. But those are kind of like unfeasible. So the next things that I can do is go ahead and get rid of these points, and then go. Oh wait, it's not even adding my brushes with death. Okay, there we go. So right now it's 84 out of my 89. These 5 points, I really haven't been able to figure out what I can do with. I can literally throw them in there. I can throw them in here. I can get extra life. But that's about it. I haven't been able to find an extra damage boost. And that's the problem. If one of my... So, like, let me go ahead and show real quick. If I throw on iron points, which, once again, I don't want to do, because that's literally what everyone who's doing this build is doing. But if I throw on 2 cold iron points, my damage literally goes up 400k, right? But I don't want to do that. And the reasons I don't want to do that is essentially because I want to try to make my own build work, and I want to try to use staffs. So overall, if I decide to either use a staff or use a wand, I'm either going to go like this if I go into staffs, right? Or I'm going to go ahead and go the other way. And I'm going to go in, right? Because if I do this, wait, let me spec into glancing blows real quick. And then swap to my staff. Okay, right? Because it'll give me max block chance and pretty much max block on spell. And then if I go Ruby's Concoction on one of my, right? That's what it's called. No, roomies, whatever. Same thing. But if I go ahead and throw this on, let's say we just replace my Quicksilver for right now. Then I will be essentially max block and max spell block, but I will take 65% of that damage, and I will only have effectively 5k life, but plus I would have the 2200 from my spell shield and from my elemental aegis, and 2200 from my steel skin, but I'm not counting those. So now the other way that I would do it is I would have a +1 wand, and I would be able to go with the +1 wand and the +1 shield. Then I would be able to go ahead and spec into the shield nodes, and the shield nodes would go ahead and not only give me life right here, but they would go ahead and essentially I'd be able to get a shield that gave me life on block, right? So this isn't the best example, but essentially 60 and 36, and that's without a shield that gives me like +4 spell block and +4 regular block, right? So this is essentially registering that I'm using a staff, and that's 64 and 30. If I used a shield, it would go ahead and give me effectively the full thing. Like it, shit, I can't. Actually, I probably can, right? So if I run over here, just go here, go to my stash, and let's just copy the shield for right now, even though it's not anything close to what I would actually be using, but just for the purposes. Okay. So add it, and we would essentially be at 66 and 44, but the benefits of the shield would be the fact that I do have a lot of res, and on top of that, like look at that, 67% over, 70% over, 47. So I'd be able to swap my items to mainly give me damage, as well as I would probably go like this just to get all these extra points back. And then with that, I can just spec the dex on my items to go ahead and meet that 109 dex requirement, which I'm pretty sure is only for chain. So I could level chain to level 1, or I can swap my plate body. I'm pretty sure the impulses has a pretty high level, right? So essentially it would be pretty close to max block and max spell block. Well, actually, it literally would be max block. So either way, with the staff or with the wand, I'm going to be able to get that max block, no problem. And that's going to be my survivability. The only problem is going to be damage. But as you can see, it's 400k with Reap, and that is with a 6-link Reap. So I'm still troubleshooting this. Once again, I don't want to copy everyone else. So I know if I went ahead and I added a primordial chain, that I'd gain more damage because I would gain more golems, as well as if I added the where is it? Primordial chain, add, and then watch. Ready? So from 400k, it goes to 494. And then if in one of these jewel slots, I went ahead and I added a anima stone, that'd be another golem, so it'd be more regen. But I want to try to do it my way, right? So instead of copying all these other builds, I want to try to do something different. So that's why I'm trying to stick with the stabs and seeing what I can pull off without copying the cold iron point builds. But I do know there is the cold iron point build. I do know that there is the one cold iron point build, anima stone, like primordial chain. There's all these things that I can use to boost the damage, but I don't want to. I want to try to use a staff because overall I do want to go ahead and try to do something like this where I gain the benefits of the staffs and the block and the damage. So alright guys, until next time, this was the end of day 5. I haven't hit Cirrus yet. I am going on actually a 5-day weekend pretty soon. From pretty much this Friday until next Tuesday, I am going to go ahead and not have any progress. So just keeping that in mind. So I am going to fall super far behind in the league. But then again, hopefully at that point, I'll have more currency because currency kind of grows value over the duration of the league. Since it is only day 5, I'm hoping a lot of stuff I'm looking for will get cheaper because like the anima stone is like 4x, the anima chain is, the primordial chain is like 4x. Pretty much a lot of the things are super expensive for golems because a lot of people are playing elementalist. But as it goes into week 2, I'm pretty sure people will start their second character and my items will get cheaper. So, since it already has been super long, I'm going to go ahead and thank you guys for commenting, subscribing, anything, liking the video to go ahead and help me get more views so I can get more concepts on the build. Once again, don't want to copy Mathel or the popular builds. So anything besides those, like if you pull up their skill trees and you see their builds, you'll see that I'm trying to go like a different route from them. But hey, alright guys, until next time, take care.